All right. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the weekend. Hope you all had a fantastic Friday. Just thought we'd come live real quick. Thought I'd come live real quick before we dive into the weekend. Take your questions, your comments, whatever it may be. You guys want to talk South Carolina basketball? We can talk national championship game on Monday. We can talk South Carolina football, whatever it may be, whatever's on your mind. NFL playoffs are still going on. We can talk about that. Literally anything and everything. Again, hope everybody, excuse me, hope everybody's having a great Friday. I know I am. So yeah, like I said, thought I'd just come to you guys, say what's up. Probably going to do one of these tomorrow before the game as well. I think doing like a game day version of these will be a really, really cool thing. Take some last minute questions, comments, whatever it may be. Kind of get you guys feedback. So like I mentioned, if you got any questions, this is an open forum for you guys. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback. Doesn't even have to be South Carolina Gamecocks related. Can literally be about anything you guys want to talk about. Like I said, just figured I'd come live with you guys. If you guys haven't done so, be sure to tune in. Episode 189 of the Spurs Up Show dropped today. Really just breaking down and previewing the Gamecocks game tomorrow in Knoxville. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to tune in to that as well. Just getting everything shared on social media here. Nice day in Columbia, by the way. I think it's like 70 degrees, kind of cloudy, but really nice day. Nice weather day in Columbia. So been a good day. Been a very, very good day. I'm sure everybody's got big plans for the weekend. Let's see. What's up, Adam? Adam Ritter. Is it players issue or coaching issue for the basketball team? I mean, I think it's probably a mix of both. I'm not going to put all the blame on one side of it. Simply put, the guys have got to play better. You know what I mean? Frank Martin's not the one shooting the basketball. You know what I mean? So you got to definitely dish some blame on the players. But I think, you know, I said on the podcast, I've been a little disappointed in Frank the last couple of games just with the antics and the sort of the way he's acting on the sideline. I haven't loved what I've seen. So I think it's a mixture of both. I'd probably lean more towards on the players because, again, they're the ones actually on the floor. But, yeah, I mean, you know, why do we keep playing Moss? He's not good. You know, I don't really know. I know that Trey Hannibal's a young guy. He doesn't know the entire playbook or doesn't know all the calls, blah, blah, but he's so much better of an option as far as a guy that can make plays and athleticism and stuff like that. He's just so much better of an option. So whatever he needs to learn to get up to speed, you know, whatever he needs to do, they need to figure it out in a hurry because, you know, TJ Moss just simply is having his struggles. He's not the guy to me. So they need to figure it out in a hurry what they've got to do to get him ready to play. Jordan Smith, they definitely can't hit threes. And that's the thing, man. This team just goes so hot and cold. You know, perfect example was the Virginia game. You know, you go so hot from beyond the arc. A guy like Jair Bolden has 22 points. That version of Jair Bolden was left in Charlottesville, obviously, because I have not seen it since. I don't know what in the world has happened to Jair Bolden. Adam Ritter. I agree with you. We missed the postseason. We got to make changes, but Tanner doesn't have the balls to do anything. I mean, you know, that's a whole other issue, I think you could say, but you missed the postseason again. You've got to reevaluate what you're doing. You've got to reevaluate what you're doing if you miss the postseason for a third straight year. I mean, I like Frank and think he's a solid coach, and you know, I don't know that we could really upgrade if we let go of him. But one postseason in 8 years, man, like that's just not going to get it done. And what scares me looking at this season, I mean, you're staring 0-3 starting an 0-3 start in the SEC right in the face. I mean, you could even start 1-4. I mean, you've got this game tomorrow, Kentucky at home, at A&M, and at Auburn. I mean, you could realistically, this thing could go sideways in a hurry. So you got to figure it out. You got to do whatever you got to do to turn it around because this thing, like I said, could go south very quickly. Where's the Frank Martin from Kansas State? What's the difference? I don't know. I mean, I I don't really know, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't think Frank Martin forgot how to coach, but his style of coaching just grows so weary on you as a fan, as an observer of the team, when you're not winning. When you're not winning even consistently enough to go to the tournament once every 3 years. Like, you're willing to overlook a lot of things. I mean, but when you're not winning, those things get magnified. I mean, that's the solution to the entire situation. Just go win games. South Carolina beats Tennessee tomorrow. Nobody is going to be talking about the shoving thing or Frank Martin's attitude or how he acts like a maniac on the sidelines. Like, that's not going to be the lead story. The lead story is going to be South Carolina beat Tennessee on the road. It stole an SEC win. It's back to 500 in the SEC. Like, it's kind of maybe it's turned the corner, but you got to go win. You know what I mean? That's you got to go win. So you say it's a recruiting issue. I know that's something everybody said a lot. I mean, I don't doubt that. I mean, again, when you have that tough coaching style and people can say, oh, you're soft. It's all soft, blah, blah, blah. It's everybody's argument is, this generation's soft. Like, this generation just is what it is, man. Like, if they don't want to play for that style, they don't want to play. I mean, so you can be a coach and get your point across and it not be delivered in that way. So, we'll see. We'll see. But definitely. I mean, yeah, here's the thing. If we lose tomorrow, the fire Frank Martin chance will be a little bit louder. With every loss, they're going to get louder. I mean, if we, with every single loss, they'll get louder. And like I said, I haven't even jumped on fully hashtag fire Frank Martin. And it's kind of funny because I know there's a large section of people that expect me to be. And here's the thing. I don't want to be known as the guy that wants to fire every head coach. I really don't. But, like, we are at such an interesting time in the men's sports right now where, again, the jury's still out on baseball, and I'm actually pretty optimistic for the baseball season this year. I think baseball gets back to the postseason, gets back to doing what kind of baseball does. I still like Mark Kingston a lot. I think he's a good baseball guy, good guy for the job, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, like, in the current state, we are in such an interesting time in South Carolina athletics right now. We're like, if South Carolina baseball has a bad year, all three of the men's programs are in a state of turmoil almost. Like, again, I don't want to be the fire blank guy or fire, everyone, but like the athletic program is just at a very interesting place right now. It is. So, what's the difference between Coach Boom and Frank? Both are overrated. The difference between the two is that Frank Martin has actually won something of significance before. Meanwhile, Muschamp has, his biggest win ever is an Outback Bowl win. And I guess getting Florida to 11 wins or so, or whatever he did with the Gators that 1 year. But Frank's won. That's really the big difference to me. Frank has actually won. Is Tanner's legacy going to change if he does a bad job as athletic director? Here's the thing. A lot of people would already argue that he's beyond the point of doing a bad job as AD. I think a change does need to be made at AD. I don't think Ray Tanner's a good AD. However, I think his legacy is cemented at South Carolina as one of the greats. Obviously for what he did on the baseball diamond, back-to-back national titles, going to a third straight, you can't take that away from Ray Tanner and what he did for South Carolina baseball. And, it hasn't been all bad with him as AD. He's not the worst AD we've ever had, but, he's not great either. I just don't. I think he's a little bit in over his head, to be honest with you. But, I think certainly his legacy's fine. It's cemented. There may be like a little bit of when you talk about Ray Tanner 20 years from now, there's like, oh, yeah, you remember when he was AD? But, no, I think he's a legend, man, no doubt. So, you guys keep it up. Keep the questions coming, comments, feedback, whatever. Like I said, we can talk Gamecocks basketball, football, national championship game. Heck, we can talk pop culture. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Whatever you guys want to talk about. This is kind of random off the market. I was off the subject, I guess. I was looking at Post Malone tickets. Anybody going to Post Malone in March? And God, I'm kicking myself now for not buying them when they came out. They're like $200 for the nosebleed for Post Malone. So I'm very upset. Let's see. Why do you think he took the AD job? Listen, I think Tanner was looking for a new challenge. Guys that have a lot of success and kind of dominate their field, like you'll see them a lot of times, they want a new challenge. They want to do something different. And, he had been in the game of baseball a long, long, long time. I mean, he had been in the dugout a long time. So, it's not totally surprising that, the opportunity opened it up to itself, and, he wanted to take advantage. So I'm not surprised he took it. I know a lot of people say, oh, he should have stayed in the dugout, and, I'm not completely saying he shouldn't have, but I can definitely understand why he took it, if that makes sense. So, if Clemson wins, will pressure on Tanner and Boom go? Pressure's high anyways. I don't. If Clemson wins, South Carolina fans, including myself, will be sick on Tuesday. But I don't think the pressure on Muschamp and company changes. I mean, they're already in the title game. I mean, them winning or losing shouldn't change the pressure at all. I mean, it shouldn't change the pressure whatsoever, in my opinion. So the pressure's already there. It's been there. It's not going anywhere. But God, if Clemson beats LSU, I'll be physically sick. I really will. I'll be physically sick to my stomach. So, because it's just, I mean, here's the thing, man. Clemson crushed Alabama last year. Like, that was the first time watching a game where it was like the next day. I felt as bad as if South Carolina would have lost and my team didn't play. I mean, that's how bad I felt about Clemson winning. God, if they beat LSU, though, it will be that, but like times 100. I mean, LSU's so good. So if Clemson beats LSU, it will be no fluke. There really will be nothing to say except congrats to them. Because, LSU's a 5.5-point favorite. Over-under set at 69, by the way. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Dabo Swinney's going to talk a lot on Monday. I'm sure whenever. I'm sure he's using the disrespect card and all this other crap. So, it's just typical Dabo, and that's just pretty much what it is. Typical Dabo. Typical Dabo. My score prediction for Monday, I will tell you this. I think it's a shootout. I think it's a classic. Unfortunately, I would love to see LSU blow them out. I don't think it'll happen. I think it's a shootout. I think it's a classic. I got LSU winning the game 42-38. I really think it's a classic type of game. Both offenses, we know what LSU's offense can do. Trevor Lawrence in that game. From a pure, if you just take completely my biases out of it, from a pure entertainment perspective, it's a great game. Like, no question, it's a great game. I'm talking NFL talent all over the field, playmakers, guys at every position that are going to be in the NFL. Like, it's a great game from an entertainment perspective. I just wish it wasn't Clemson. My issue with the basketball team, they let other teams get open threes. If you were me out there, we would not miss. I can't say I would make every open three or even most of them, to be honest with you. But, I talked about that on the show, though. That's a big thing, a big key for tomorrow's game is just guarding the perimeter. Tennessee, not a great three-point shooting team, but they can get hot. And South Carolina has been known to allow three-point shooters to have big nights, have big days, whatever it may be. That's the one thing I said on the show, too, is like this team shockingly, they're hit or miss from, as far as shooting the basketball. But I've been surprised with the defensive struggles because that's not really characteristic of a Frank Martin team to be as poor as they've been at times on defense. Like, they've been bad defensively at times. This doesn't feel like one of those teams that grinds it out and wins a 58-54 kind of game. This doesn't feel like one of those teams. This is a team that needs to score to win, period. I mean, even when you feel like it plays good defensive games, it's not like what we've seen in the past. So, number one, bet the over. Bet the over. And number two, South Carolina's just got to play better defensively on Saturday in Knoxville. They got to play better tomorrow. No question. No questions asked. So, If we continue to lose, good luck getting fans to show up, and I hope Tanner sees it. I mean, we have great fans. Heck, I've got season tickets. I'll be in the building, but you do make a good point. It's going to be hard to sell tickets. You keep losing. No doubt. It's going to be hard to sell tickets. I can tell you the people that actually sit next to me are trying to sell their Kentucky ticket. They're all like the entire row. They're trying to sell tickets to Kentucky. So, which again, I'm not surprised because we all know Kentucky fans travel. They'll come to Columbia. They'll buy up those tickets. But I just would hate to see an arena filled with blue. You know what I mean? I hate to see an arena filled with blue, but might happen. It might happen. You make a good point. I mean, it's going to be tough to get people in the arena, if you're not winning games. So, and not even slightly, not even competing. So, what do you guys thoughts on Marcus Lattimore stepping down and Connor Shaw replacing him as director of player development? You guys got any thoughts on that? Connor Shaw coming back home. Great to see. I actually heard about the Marcus Lattimore thing for a while, that he was dipping out. But man, to get Connor Shaw back home it's good news. It's great news. I mean, I was kind of joking with a buddy. Excuse me, guys. I was joking with a buddy. If things don't work out with Muschamp, God, give Connor Shaw the head coaching position. I'd love to see him do it. Love to see him involved in the staff in some way. I don't think Connor wants to really coach anymore, but I'd love to see it, man. For sure. I'd love to see it. So, like I said, probably we'll do this again tomorrow around noon before the game to take any last-minute questions. We'll do like a little game day edition. Really, what I might start doing, or what, not to spoil it, but come baseball season, might have some live shows outside of Founders Park before first pitch where we do stuff like this. Would really like to. Think it's cool. Think it's a cool interactive way to come to you guys. Obviously, take your questions live, get your feedback, stuff like that. But yeah, so if there's any more questions, we'll wait another minute. If there's not any more questions, go ahead and wrap it up. Get this thing rolling. Get you guys on to your weekend. Like I said, I'm very pumped for the game tomorrow. I mean, if nothing else, SouthCon is interesting. If nothing else, I feel like I can say that about every sport. We may not be good, but damn, we are interesting. We are an interesting bunch of dudes and women for the women's team. Good job, Dawn Staley and crew last night beating Arkansas. The ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. I believe it was the women's 5th win over a ranked team. So Dawn Staley got that crew rolling. Dawn Staley absolutely got that crew rolling. Very, very excited to see what they do. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great season for them. UConn lost last night. So women's basketball on pace, I think, to go deep in the postseason this year. But again, appreciate you guys tuning in. Unless there's another question, going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Got a couple more things to do. Question, how we know, let's see. How do we know Carmen is good for baseball? I don't see it. Well, I'll tell you this, man. I went to the fall scrimmages, the fall inter squads. I'll tell you how I know he's good. Number one, he's a preseason top 10 prospect for the 2020 season out of college players. He's top 10 of all college players. When I went and saw him throw in the fall, he's a guy sitting, which means he's throwing it consistently, 95 miles an hour. He touched 97 miles an hour. He's got a wipeout slider. He's got a disgusting changeup. He's good. I'm not saying he's going to be perfect. He's definitely going to give up runs. You play the game long enough, you're going to get home runs hit off you. You're going to give up runs, stuff like that. But Carmen Mlodzinski, it should not be questioned that he is that dude. But he's got to pitch like it. He's got to pitch like it because last year, he started rough, had command issues, yada, yada, yada. But Carmen's that dude. It's no question. He is that guy. The type of stuff he has, again, he's just got to go out there and just let his ability work for him. That's really all he's got to do. So I think Carolina fans will be very, very, very pleased in what they see from Carmen Mlodzinski this year. I think they're going to be very pleased. And that honestly, that's probably going to be my biggest key to the season is Carmen Mlodzinski pitching like an All-American. That's really what he needs to do for Gamecock baseball to bounce back. He's got to be that guy on Friday nights. And I think he will. I really do think he will. Like I said, I think Carolina fans are in for a real treat watching Carmen Mlodzinski go out there every weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, we will do this tomorrow before South Carolina, Tennessee. Take your last-minute questions, comments, feedback, whatever it may be. Until then, happy Friday. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll chat tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it.